The first two students are recipients of honorary internships, so we're going to start with Melissa. I'll give you a little background before I invite her up. So this semester's Cheryl and Stephen Levine Holocaust intern is Miss Melissa Reinhardt. Melissa's studying liberal arts with a focus in education. This year she served as a QCC Barnes & Noble student impact member. And the thing that she wrote in her application that really captured my attention was her reason for applying, and she wrote, quote, "I believe that a lot of people would rather stay uneducated and ignorant than to gain basic knowledge and in turn become compassionate. I am not one of those people. I am a learner and a nurturer. I want to be a part of this internship so I can learn and gain a strong understanding of the Holocaust and be able to potentially help the local survivors heal and become a better person myself." So, yes, beautiful. Melissa interviewed survivor Elena Berkovits. So let's see what she learned. If you two want to come up.
Before anything, may I have a pillow here? No, not. I have to laugh. Just what he said. I'm sorry.
She is the cutest person I've ever met.
She didn't met a lot of persons. Oh, okay.
So first off, I want to thank the Kupferberg Holocaust Center and Archives and MARISA for not only opening my eyes, but also deepening my heart. This internship was the most, I don't know why I'm crying. This internship was the most influential thing that I have ever been a part of, and I am eternally grateful for this opportunity. Not only did I get to dig deeper into the Holocaust, but I got to get to know and talk to a Holocaust survivor. My survivor's name is Elena Berkovits, and I do not think there are enough positive adjectives to describe her. She is a lovely person inside and out, and from being to a ghetto, to Auschwitz, to coming back home, there is still no hate in her heart. She is lively and she still gets involved, which is very important. While she is 87, she does not look a day over 65. She volunteers here every Monday and she looks forward to it. She calls this place her second home. Elena went on to tell me her story, and some parts are solely miracles. She was born in Transylvania, which was owned by Hungary, and when she was 16, her and her parents were told by Nazi soldiers to get out of her apartment. With only the clothes on her back, she was forced into ghetto wagons and was taken to a ghetto. This ghetto was originally a brick factory, and you guessed it, the food was minimal and the sleeping was horrible. She was there for 2 weeks. May 5th, 1944, she was then put in ghetto wagons again to a train station. These wagons were only able to hold 80 people, but 100 people plus were forced into them. So forget about the crippled babies or pregnant people, you had to stand. And every day, Nazi soldiers would take young girls, and these girls were never seen again. Elena being beautiful, and only 16, her father, I don't know why, but he had a pocket knife in his pants, and he cut off her beautiful blonde curls. This fast thinking saved her life. She wasn't taken from the wagon, but soon the wagon did reach its destination, Auschwitz. First thing after getting off the wagon was the separation of the men, the women, and the children. And this was the last time that Elena saw her father because he died 2 weeks before liberation. And then came the famous selection led by Dr. Mengele, who is also named the Angel of Death. If he pointed you left, you were soon to be dead. And if he pointed you right, you lived a little longer. Her mother was very worried about being separated, as any mother would be, but they were lucky and they both got pointed right. No one knew what the crematorium or the gas chambers were, but of course they found out very quickly. The shower room was huge with very little water, and they were also shaved head to toe. She couldn't help but laugh at her mother when she saw her with no hair because she couldn't barely recognize her. Elena belonged to Camp C, and she recalls people becoming animals. The longer you were there, the less human you became. There was no heat in the barracks. You were surrounded by an electric fence. There was no food, and you were separated by your family. People felt like animals. Out of 30,000 people, only about 12,000 were left. The men were used as workers, so they transported bodies, and they often saw familiar faces. The food was obviously terrible. There was one bowl of soup for 5 people, so forget it if you were 4th or 5th in the line. And you thought you were getting a slice of bread, you got breadcrumbs. The bromicide was in the soup to stop women from getting their periods, but you couldn't even go to the bathroom more than once a day. Elena soon got ill, and she could not move a muscle. When the master came to count the people in the barrack, her mother tried to hold her up as best as she could, but it was evident that she was sick. So the master told her, get on your knees, hold these 2 bricks in the air before counting is done, and then you can let them go. By the grace of God, all the adrenaline in her body and the strength she had left, she was able to hold the bricks up, and then it saved her life once again. Every 2 to 3 weeks, Dr. Mangala came back to each barrack, and to avoid seeing him again, Elena and her mother ran from barrack to barrack. But soon they ran out of barracks, and they were forced to see him again. This time, Elena didn't get so lucky. She was pointed left, and her mother was pointed right. The screams of people getting separated by loved ones and knowing their fate was unbearable. The only thing separating the 2 lines was a barricade made of SS soldiers holding hands. With nothing to lose and the night sky on her side, Elena inched her way towards the back of the barricade and swept under the SS soldiers holding hands. With the courage and strength she had left, she saved her life once again. Elena and the others were then transported to Germany to work in a factory because they had Russians coming on one side and the Americans on the other side. They had to get people out. The living conditions did improve slightly. They had a blanket and maybe a little bit more substance in the food, but there was nothing like they deserved. They shared the factory with French prisoners of war, and they worked on machines. But May 8th, 1945, she was liberated in the factory by Russians. Elena and her mother made it out of Auschwitz alive and together. They decided to go back home, which was now Romania, to see if anyone else survived, and no one did. Her mother did get remarried, and Elena found love as well. Elena has 1 daughter, much like her own mother, and her and her family moved to the United States in 1967. Her daughter was 18, and she actually chose to go to college at a local CUNY, Hunter. She went on to have 2 sons, and now Elena is part of her great-grandchildren's lives, Avery and Foster, who she adores. This was the most surreal and life-changing experience I've ever experienced, and I cannot shake Elena's story from me. But this is a wonderful thing, because the day I came home from Elena, I told at least 4 other people, including my mother, what she had told me. And if these 4 people tell 4 people, and so on, she gets to live on. The day after I told my mother, she calls me, she's like, I'm at work, and I told all my coworkers, and everyone's crying, I can't believe it. But that's good, because if the coworkers tell their family and friends, then it's even more people are impacted. Because people need to be inspired by true heroes. And Elena, now and forever, will be my hero. She made me feel good about myself after we spoke, and and if that isn't magical, I really don't know what is. I cannot tell you how grateful I am that MARISA picked you as my survivor, because the fact that I got to sit and hug and talk to a survivor of Auschwitz for 3 hours, we were together for like 3.5 hours. 3 hours is just mind-blowing, and I can't shake it. She still volunteers here, and she started volunteering here in 2009. And she still goes to high schools, and she lectures at other places, telling hundreds more her story and how wonderful she is despite her past. I do not think at all that my words will do justice for what my heart feels. But I can tell you this, that this will not be the last place that Elena's story will be told. and I highly doubt I will ever live my life the same way after this event. So I want to thank you all, but I especially want to thank you, Elena, from the bottom of my heart.
Yes. I'm sorry. No, it's okay. First, I'm sorry, I don't know if I heard correct, you know. I wasn't liberated, no, that's okay. I wasn't liberated when I was in the factory in Heineken, because over there came from the other side, from west, the American and the English front. And they took us from there another week. They didn't know where to go because the front came, that was already end of April, and the train went and came back. When they want to make some food, the bombard came. So this went the whole week, and finally the result was that they took us to Theresienstadt, Terezina, which is only 20 miles from Prague, from former Czechoslovakia. And when we got there, it was Passover. I won't forget ever, because that was already a ghetto for years and years. And then in the meantime, they got more and more Häftling, prisoners like us. And they were standing both sides of the entrance with matzah in the hand after a year. And we went by, and of course, Gim. My mother didn't let me eat, because she knew that if I start to eat, maybe a few days later I am not going to be. So this, I just want to, yeah. And just a few words that I am extremely, extremely happy that I got this girl. I hope, no good. I am sure that I am not going to be here. I'm going to be at Don't Forget, and I watch. That she's going to tell the students, or wherever she's going to be, about what I heard. And she's going to start. I am not Melissa, I am Elena Berkovits. Well, I am proud. Thank you.